there, my name is Cabrina and I'm a new Cutco client. I was lucky enough to get a fantastic brother-in-law who sells Cutco, and I knew nothing about the Cutco. And then they sent me a couple Cutco knives for a Christmas present, and lo and behold, huge fan, huge fan. So I started out with a couple of smaller knives that they sent me. This one here, which is fantastic. And also the trimmer, I believe it's called. And the first thing I noticed about these knives were the handles, because when you chop things, it has to fit good in the grip because you're chopping things. You want to make sure you don't cut off a finger or a toe, depending on what you chop with and all. So the grip on these, I don't know if you can tell or if you're familiar with the Cutco, that fits right in your hand so nice. You can really easily hold on to it, so when you got the chopping action going, your hand stays real steady on that handle. These handles are also made out of like the same stuff they make bowling balls out of, so they're almost impervious to anything. And I've heard that they're also dishwasher safe, but I personally like to hand wash my Cutco knives and give them the respect that they are due. So those were the two I first started with, and amazing the difference. I wouldn't have even known, to be honest. A knife is a knife is a knife. We had some very nice knives. We had blocks of knives. We had carving knives and cutting knives and chopping knives, and all of them proclaiming to be fantastic. And then I got a hold of a Cutco and the clouds parted. So I wanted to show you the ones that I ended up with. I went for a little trip back home to California and purchased a few more from him, and I will give you his information in the write-up along with his video so that you can then contact him and get your own Cutco knives, because I am telling you, and if you know me, you know I don't BS about stuff like this. The quality is fantastic in these knives. I cannot believe the way they cut, and I've been with him when he's let people use some of his knives, and everybody reacts the same way. They're all just like, what? Are you serious? So I'm gonna do a couple things here today to show you exactly how these Cutco knives are amazing to cut things with. So the one that I got was an upgrade from the bread knife that we had. I ended up getting one of the bread knives, and our bread knife was fine. It was great. It was wonderful. And then I used this one. And it was like night and day. I'm not sure what they do to them. There's some sort of elfin magic in the blade. I'm pretty sure that's how they get them to cut so nicely. But, you know, same beautiful wood grain handle. It's got the bumpy, easy to grip. Look at how that fits right in your hand. That's the part I'm most impressed about, I think. Besides the fact that it cuts through, you know, cement blocks. The way your hand curls around that knife and gives you a really secure grip on it, so that when you're cutting, nothing slices, you know, uneven. You can get a nice good grip on it. I'm gonna cut a bagel. Now you all know about bagels, sure, knives, whatever. I'm gonna show you how great this cuts through a bagel. So we have here your standard cinnamon raisin bagel, pretty basic, not cut, right? And it's a little oldish, on the oldish side. So it's not the freshest bagel, it's a little bit stale, but I'm gonna show you how this knife works, and you're going to be amazed. I'm barely gonna put any pressure on it to get this blade through there. And I don't know if you saw that. It went through with one slice. I didn't even saw back and forth. It went right through the middle of it with just one stroke of the knife, right through the bagel. I'm pretty impressed with that. Did I tell you or did I tell you? I mean, seriously, like butter, like butter. So that was one of my purchases. I also purchased a carving knife that really, I purchased it because it looks like a pirate knife. That's why I did it. And then I took it to, well, to be honest, I cut a turkey with it, and it was amazing. And I'm not even sure if it's technically a carving knife, but it cut through the turkey beautifully. And here's what happens when you carve a turkey a lot of times. You let it sit, you let it cool down a little bit, And then as you slice it, sometimes it tears it up a little bit as you're cutting because the knife isn't sharp enough. And the carving knife we had, I made sure to, you know, use the sharpener on it and get it nice. And this one I didn't do anything to the blade, and I just started using it, and it sliced through so lovely, I can't even tell you. So that was another one of my purchases while I was out there. The other one thing that I wanted from him were steak knives. Now, my wife was like, get the pointy steak knife, like the trimmer is. This is a traditional steak knife type shape. So I'm talking to my brother-in-law, and he's like, the other steak knife that we have is actually the table knife, right? It's got the same Cutco sharpness to it, but this is what sold me on it. This is going to cut through your steak. It's going to cut through your chicken. It's going to cut through your lamb, your pork chop, whatever you're having. It's going to cut through that. But you know when you're at a dinner and you're having steak and you have like rolls or something, and then you try to butter your roll with the steak knife and the pointy little tip of it can't hold the butter? These table knives are great for that. You can swoop up your butter and still cut through your steak, all with one knife, and it's got the amazing grip that I love so much. So this totally sold me, the whole being able to butter a roll, because I love me some rolls. And if I can butter my roll and cut my steak, sold, right? So I'm gonna cut with this and show you how this amazing table knife from Cutco is also just as sharp as any of their other knives as well. Let's get a little crazy and go all ham with this steak table knife. Are you ready? Cardboard box. Anybody remember Ginso? Is that a bad word? Should you say Ginso and Cutco in the same thing? I don't know. We're gonna take this table knife, right? And we're gonna cut this. You ready? I wouldn't suggest that at home, and it will dull your knife. So keep it to your steak once you get it, but for your purposes of showing you exactly how this works so well, watch. See that? That is shocking to me. Shocking! So that's basically the lineup that I got. I ended up getting 6 of the table knives, which I think is funny. Look, they send them to you like this, right? All protected, which, I mean, it's a bag of knives. But I thought it was funny. Like, if you haven't invested in the Cutco shears to be able to get your knives out, look, it rips open, so you can get to it. Then once you set it free, well, then you can cut the rest of them open. But I just like that they help you out in the very beginning so that you can actually get the knives out of the package. So that was my experience with Cutco. And this was really my first purchase of Cutco. Like I said, I was gifted 2 knives, and I am so happy with it. And Spencer, of course, he's family, but such a great guy to work with, so easygoing. He sharpens, he takes care of your orders, he'll take care of any upgrades or anything that you need in knives as well. So give him a ring and place your order with him, and pretty soon you'll be cutting everything in the house like I do, right? I mean, what are you gonna do if you got knives are sharp? You're gonna cut stuff. I think I'm gonna go out back and build a little lean-to for the wood hutch now and